So, after about 3 or 4 false starts, we are finally here. This is, in fact, the production video log for Blackiron. I want to take the opportunity to do this because I know everybody's curious about what's been going on. I've been kind of quiet about the whole process, where normally I'm rather verbose. But for once, I wanted to get a product out. How many times have I been threatening Blackiron? Well, I wanted to get it out and then run my mouth. So first of all, first and foremost, I want everybody here to understand that to do this 8-minute demo cost me about $3,000. I already had the equipment on that end of it. The camera that you're looking at this one right now was fundraised on Kickstarter. This is part of the original equipment we raised for the first Blackiron. Several years ago, we raised about $2,000. It got this camera and light. Damn cameras are expensive. But I want you to understand that if you put in money on that fundraiser there, you're seeing the results now. No, it took a while, but we're getting there. Second thing, to produce this 8-minute video, okay, cost me out of pocket around $3,000 and 2 weeks worth of work. Okay, now, and this is, hey, these aren't imaginary numbers. I had to take cash money out to the tune of $3,000 to get this done. Okay, every cent of that money has come from my Patreons. I have been hoarding Patreon money for the past several months, since January, and it is the Patreons that have actually financed this thing for Blackiron. So, I have to say to you guys, look, I've got a lot of people that have been supporting me over the years, and right now I've got these Patreons that are on board. They're putting money in every month, and they are the reason that this thing got made. In fact, not only are they the reason for that, Monday, a new toy shows up. So, but first of all, before I get onto that, again, Patreons, thank you. I hope that seeing this demo lets you know that your money is going to good use and it's not just being dropped down a black hole. Even the money for this camera that I fundraised for 2 years ago, you are seeing the results of your money and your efforts right here. So I hope you are happy with where your money has gone. Thank you. Now, here's the part 2. Monday, I have a new toy coming, also financed by the Patreons. Now, thing is that has wiped out the Patreon account, and I had to put I had to put several hundred in myself. But Monday, I have a gimbal coming for this camera. If there's one complaint about the demo, the camera was a little shaky. That's because I have a Canon XA10. It's a small camcorder. It's not on a gimbal. Everything else about the video was super awesome. Still a good video, but we need to resolve the camera shake. And once that happens, there is no line between it and pro grade. Gotta have the gimbal. So that was an extra $1,700, all the bells and whistles. And you know how much I love to spend money. It has been said you could not drive a needle up my hind end with a sledgehammer. I am so tight with money. So just the way it is, but we gotta have the good stuff. So that's where we are. When it gets in Monday, I got to have a little bit of time to play with it. And then here is the plan. I am going to reshoot the first episode. It took us 2 weeks to kind of figure everything out, to really understand what I was doing. I mean, understand that the actual way that it was shot, I dumped 3 days of footage. 3 days of footage completely until we actually got the right look. Now I know what I'm doing. So we're going to reshoot the first episode. We're going to redo Willie Turner and the manure fork, in addition to a secondary video explaining the truth about Willie and the manure fork, which I think everybody's going to find as fascinating as the actual video itself. And we're going to do it right and proper. Now, we're going to do a 30-minute version of the show. Now, for those of you that aren't in the industry, that means it's actually 22 minutes of show. You got 8 minutes of those damn commercials we love so much, but that's what's going to end up financing everything, right? So it'll actually be a 22-minute show. It will be expanded. You'll get to see more of the detail in the making of things, a little more expounding on the history, and that will be the deal. So we will recut that. Hopefully it should only take a few days. It should not take nearly as long to cut this one as it did the last one. Again, we were trying to figure out so much. But it's still going to cost a couple of $1,000s to get somebody down here to help me to shoot it and all this kind of good stuff. And but we're going to reshoot episode 1 into a 22-minute format, and then everything willing, we will actually go forward into episode 2. Okay. Now, here's the uncomfortable part, and this is the part that I've been sitting here wringing my hands about. Right. So. I sent the 8-minute demo reel to several friends of mine up in Atlanta who are in the industry, okay? And I was like, look, guys, I said, here are my numbers. Here's what it cost me to make this. Where am I falling? You know, is it good? Is it bad? Am I cheap? Am I expensive? So it cost me, again, about $3,000. Now, I had all my equipment, it out-of-pocket expenses, $3,000 to do that 8-minute video reel. And the answers that I got from my guys were a little terrifying, to be honest with you. According to the industry folks in there, that I've gotten a wide range of estimates, but the lowest estimate that I have gotten, if you were to do a video production of like less than the Toxic Avenger budget, right? You're looking at almost $3,000 per finished minute of video. So according to industry standards, our 8-minute video should have had a budget of around $24,000 if we were the cheapest, most backwater outfit there is out there. Right? I'm just $3,000 a minute. He also said that even for a bare minimum, even if it's not like if you're not just a complete loser, $5,000 a minute is actually getting in line with still being a loser. So understand that even though that these numbers are huge for somebody like me, they are apparently like less than ramen noodle level numbers for a production on this end of it. Okay, so that's where we're at. But again, I'm not taking any payment. I'm paying my guys dirt. Poor Jamie, and I have to apologize to Jamie Burley, who is my camera guy. I want you to understand, I paid Jamie $500 for 6 days of work. We were at work at 7 in the morning and going to bed at 2:30 at night. Screwed Jamie. Jamie is so screwed. Thank you, Jamie. But when we get into this and it gets to being like work, I cannot take advantage of my guys like that. They're working. They need to be paid, right? They need to be paid. So between travel and salary, that's where the money's going. Okefenokee is 3 hours away, which is for episode 2. The Tifton Agorama, which is involved there, is about an hour and a half. There's real costs associated, but we'll get to that later. So right now, just understand that, I'm pretty sure that if we fundraise about $3,000, maybe $4,000, we should be able to cut a 22-minute video. Again, that is less than bare bones, but we're going to cross that bridge when we're going to come to it. I want to get the first episode out in its proper format at 22 minutes, which is a 30-minute show, and that's where we're going. So it's exciting, guys. It's very different than anything I've done in the shop before. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it, and yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome. Thank you guys again for the support over the years. Here we are, and the overall plan, we're going to keep doing these things. We're going to keep fundraising for it. If I can get enough money to keep making episodes, we're going to keep making episodes. And then maybe somebody's going to come along from Hollywood with a wheelbarrow full of money and tell me to wear a stupid hat and take the $2 million, and we go from there. Wouldn't that be nice? Cocaine and hookers for everybody. Guys, again, thank you all for being along with this journey. I'll be back with more updates. Thank you all very, very much. Cocaine and hookers for everybody. Amen, brother.